That's right. Actions have consequences, Mr. Styer. He goes with you. I'm sorry, but I can't continue to do it, man. It's unacceptable.
Judge, are you revoking his bond?
And she's failed to charge her device for the last, I guess, 3 days. Why are you not charging your device?
I just got out of the hospital Wednesday.
Why are we in the hospital?
I had gallbladder surgery and it's making bowel reflux. So I've been sick since October 14th.
He has his device on his phone.
I don't know, but a bond condition is a bond condition. And when you don't live up to the bond condition, there are consequences. Just like anything in life. When you have a criminal case, you have conditions that you have to live by. And when you don't, there are very serious consequences. Mr. Styer, you're on bond for fleeing a police officer. So. The report is that your device is in lockout, and it's been in lockout since 10/24.
Sorry. Judge, can we address the need for this bond condition?
I don't remember the case, so let's do PC real quick,
Yes,
and
Judge.
then we'll go from there.
So on August 17th, 2024, at approximately 2 a.m., the officers observed a vehicle with a defective tail lamp and tried to initiate a traffic stop. The vehicle had ample opportunities to stop at multiple well-lit parking lots, but drove 0.46 miles of the final stop location. The defendant had red glossy eyes and continuously, I apologize. The defendant had red glossy eyes and the vehicle was running, and the officers also observed a slight odor of an alcoholic beverage from the defendant's body. The defendant had slurred speech and repeated, "I'm just trying to go home. I came from work," but the defendant could not specify his place of work. The defendant denied drinking alcohol, and the officers found an open container of color XO brandy container under the driver's seat and a Taurus pistol under the passenger seat without a holster.
So what bond conditions were on there that they're alleged him to have violated? Let's see. You want to help me out?
Sorry?
This is Styer,
Yes.
please.
He doesn't have any previous violations, it's just that the device is in lockout.
What device?
The ignition interlock device.
So they put an ignition in a lock. I guess the magistrate put an ignition in a lock on it.
Charged with DWI.
Yes, conditions were ordered on August 28th. And
I get it, but he's alleged of alcohol in the car. I don't know. How, I mean, begs the question, why didn't they charge him?
It should have been a DWI judge. We're talking to this officer. It should have been a different charge.
I can't say this should have been a different charge. We're supposed to, officers are officers. We're supposed to allow them to do their job, and when their job doesn't rise to what folk think it should be, then all of a sudden they didn't do their job right. We want to talk to the supervisor. Officer didn't charge him, he didn't charge him. So he only got charged with fleeing. I don't understand why he's got this device on
Did
his
they
car.
do field sobriety tests?
They did not, Your Honor.
There was no DWI investigation done at the scene.
Was there any indication that he was intoxicated?
Yes, he had slurred speech, red glossy eyes.
And an odor of alcoholic beverage.
Yes.
Maybe the officer didn't think it rose to the event. At any rate, the officer didn't call it in as a DWI. And whether the state thinks it's shoddy work or not, we don't punish the defendant because the officer did shoddy work.
Punish them for having bond conditions and not.
I fully understand that, and that's why I wanted to address the need for the bond condition as well as the bond. I understand that the machine's not working or it's in a lockout status, but I'd also like to address why. Why are we having it? So you didn't put it on there.
I didn't, but I think that it's a reasonable restriction when it is, for all intents and purposes, they just didn't charge it because maybe they had an officer that was a rookie, didn't know what they were doing. I can't tell you how many reports that I have see here that might as well have been written in Mandarin, you know?
From the defense perspective, this is.
I understand
that we have to work with, and if they've got a rookie or if they've got a shoddy investigation, that shouldn't be his fault. Then that's their
But
issue.
it is his fault for not complying
Absolutely.
with the bond condition. That's what happens now, Mr. Styer.
Just don't say.
What can you possibly say that can help?
I don't, like I was saying, I don't understand why it's locked. I called the people about it. I told them they were like, it's a troubleshoot with your device. We'll try to figure it out on our end. But they They never gave me no information about what to do.
He can remedy that today, Judge.
No. I want to figure out now. I'm not going to let him go and then try to figure it after the fact. I'd like to do it now.
So,
What do you think? Do you know why it's in lockdown?
I don't, that's what I'm looking at right now. So, because for all of our other devices, we have sent them, but since we have a third-party vendor for the addition airlock, I don't see anything on the 24th or past that until the email sent to the DVR.
Would you mind looking into, please, as to why it's in lockout? It might take a little bit.
I
So
understand.
have you take a seat in the jury box while we figure this out, and then maybe 5-10 minutes, we'll come back and we'll
I
see.
understand.
And then,
From the defense perspective, we should still address the need of this. I mean, the officer is part of the state, he's part of the state's witnesses, they didn't make the allegation, they didn't file the charges. I'm still contesting outside of the fact that the machine doesn't work, and mind you, he didn't make the machine, he doesn't calibrate the machine, if the machine doesn't work, that could be no fault of his own, and we can correct that today. But if
let's do this, Mr. Slider.
yes,
I was gonna send you now for a drug and alcohol test. Let's see what pops up. You know,
that's fair, Judge.
see how he's been behaving while he's on bond.
My drug test comes back with nothing on it. It will leave.
Yes. The question is if this drug test is free and clear of any alcohol and any drugs.
Let's cross that bridge when we get there.
We'll do,
Send you
Judge.
for a test now, and we'll go from there. If you're clean, it'll go a long way for you. If you're dirty, cross that bridge when we get there.
Sir.
My only concern, Mr. Styer, is public safety. Nothing else matters in my life. And if you're gonna play adult games, or if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes or you get adult consequences, right? When you act like a child, we treat you like a child. If you do great things, then we congratulate you and reward you, right?
Sir.
Okay, just take a seat for a moment, Chair. We'll be back.
Thank you,
All right, Mr. Slider. So, I'm not happy with it.
No,
It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. He's in lockout. A court order is a court order, you know? He's in lockout because he failed to go get it calibrated. Not because of this, not because of that, because he didn't call, no. You failed to go get it locked down, or you failed to go get it calibrated. That's why it's in lockout. I send you to go to test, and now you're testing positive for alcohol. Guess what happens now? That's right. Actions have consequences, Mr. Styer. He goes with you. I'm sorry, but I can't continue to do it, man. It's unacceptable.
Judge, are you revoking his bond? What are you gonna set the new bonds at?
5,001.
5,000 more than the original bond,
Oh,
which is 5,000?
what's it at now? Is it 100?
Let me check.
It's at 100. So 5,001.
So $5,000 bond? Okay,
5,001. Yeah. Okay.
okay.
What's it here? Sorry. Sorry, Kavita, but
It's okay.
it's just too much.
Thank you, Judge.
Yeah. Are you Joe Greathouse?
Sir.
Mr. Greathouse, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. So he also has an evading arrest in a motor vehicle and an FSRA. Dead body?
No, Judge.
Okay,
No, it's charged over.
all right.
Yes, Judge. The officer attempted to initiate a traffic stop in Harris County, Texas, after observing the defendant driving a blue Corvette on the wrong side of the road. The officer could clearly see that the defendant was in the driver's seat and the witness, a female, was in the passenger seat. The defendant refuses to stop, and the officer observed the defendant to run 3 stop signs. The officer lost sight of the defendant, but heard over the radio that a blue Corvette hit a cyclist 2 lights ahead of where the officer lost sight of the defendant. The witness informed the officers that the defendant lost control of his car, hit a pole, and then hit the complainant on her bicycle. The witness stated the defendant left the scene after hitting the complainant. The officers shortly thereafter located the defendant's vehicle and conducted a felony traffic stop. At this point, the defendant was in the passenger seat while the female witness was in the driver's seat. A DWI investigation began after the officers observed a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, slurred speech, and glossy eyes from the defendant. The defendant refused all SFSTs and refused a breath sample. A search warrant was signed and executed.
Intoxication assault?
I mean, this is a fairly recent case, Judge, so we don't have any medical records or anything back, but I've been in contact with BCD about potentially.
What's the condition of the complaining witness? Do we know?
What I believe, just from what we have, just from I think the DMs, is that she has a broken leg and that I know she was transported to Memorial Hermann, but that's all we have so far.
Mr. Greathouse, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now not to drive at all. You will be signing an affidavit with me, promising me you're not going to drive. I don't care what is going on in your life. I don't care if Jesus comes down and needs a ride to church. You drive. And every time you drive, I will have a contempt hearing. You will be facing 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get into a car and drive. Do you understand? I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you. In fact, I'm going to send you now for a drug test because I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. Felicia, I'd like to send them now.
Yes.
If you fail to go take a drug test, if you fail to come back, I'm going to make your bond extremely high. Do you understand?
Sure.
Prior to you leaving now, though, you will be promising me that you're not going to drive for any reason. I am also going to put a Scram ankle monitor on your leg so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. If I find that you consume alcohol, and I don't care what the source is, then likewise you will go to jail. Do you know that every single day in Houston, in Harris County, someone dies from an alcohol-related collision? Every single day, someone dies in our county because of alcohol. It is a sick, a disgustingly sick and sobering statistic. Every day, someone dies. I don't want you to say anything, but I want you to understand that I will do everything in my power. Every resource that I have, I will use at my disposal to prevent anyone from dying under my watch. And if that means putting you in jail and making your bond $500,000, I will do it in a heartbeat. All I'm asking you to do are several things. Don't drive and don't use. Do you understand? Okay, I want to send it for a test now, and then we'll have them come right back, and then we'll finish with bond conditions
And how many days for this round?
today. I'm going to have you swear to us that you're not going to drive, and then we'll send you for the test right now. Oh, I want to order a guardian interlock as well. We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. As it stands now, you're not allowed to drive. And I'm putting in an order to DPS that you're required, if you at some point are going to drive until you get permission from us, you must have an interlock in your car. So, but like what I'm doing now is I'm putting an ankle monitor on you so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. I don't want you to consume illegal drugs as well. You will be randomly tested. If you consume anything like that, I'm going to put you in jail. And I'm telling you now, it's just not going to go well. All I want you to do is keep my county safe and be clean. Do you understand?
Sure.
I'm sending an order to the Texas Department of Public Safety. And this Texas Department of Public Safety knows that if you're caught driving a car, you were supposed to have an interlock in that car. If you're caught driving a vehicle that doesn't have an interlock on it, they're going to arrest you and put you into custody. Do you understand? What is your question, sir?
They scheduled my court date with my other court date, so it's interfering the times. I don't want you to I don't want to miss court on the 16th or 19th. I'll make sure everything is good.
The next court date in felony court is the 19th. You want me to set it for the same day?
Oh, you guys have them both the same day at the same time?
So what typically happens is you come here, check in first, and then you go to felony. It's okay, but we do that so that you have to come back to here, to downtown less. It's more to be, convenient and to be efficient. If you wanted to put it on a different day, I can,
I
but
would appreciate it like that.
that way you come here, check in, let us know that you're here, and then you go to felony court. You come up there, you come down.
Okay, no problem.
You need a lawyer, get on it as quick as possible. Don't sit and wait because you're only having yourself. Okay? All right. I'll have you send it to Victoria. We'll have you. You're good to go. You here? Come up, Ms. Brown.
Oh, this is HR.
How does she even have it?
No, because she said she's feeling sick. I just gave it to her just in case. She had it just in case it was.
That's the issue.
Why are you here?
You said because of my ankle monitor.
You're not charging. Battery's dead. Is the battery still dead?
It has a vibrator.
Is it operational or not?
Yes, sir.
I asked you to do one thing. What did I ask you to do? If I drug test you now, what's going to show up? That doesn't mean anything in our line of business. Pregnancy in the line of work that we have doesn't mean anything. I have people here that are still using when they're pregnant and they have no clue what they're doing to their body, what kind of disaster they're creating to a human life, and what kind of lifelong babysitting they're going to have to do, because if you don't treat the baby well while the baby is in your tummy, it's like a little flower, right? Flowers need sunlight, they need food, they need water. And if a flower gets that, they grow into a beautiful flower, right? Same things with a baby. If it doesn't get the love, if it doesn't get the food, the nurturing, the prenatal vitamins, it's not going to grow into the beautiful flower that it normally would. I want to send her for a drug test right now. And then we'll have her come right back. If you fail to go take a drug test, if you fail to come back, it's not going to go well. Do you understand, Miss Brown? Okay, take a seat for me, man.
Let me check.
I mean, it's 500 days old. It's so old that it's grown hair and it's sprouting legs.
This is Lyrindia Brown.
Yes.
Our offer was time served on the ABI, dismissed the criminal mischief. It looks like we had a plea filed on the 23rd of September, but I don't know if it went through.
Judge, I told Abel we were going to.
I called him. Thank you, sir. I have Miss Brown in front of us, and she's failed to charge her device for the last, I guess, 3 days. Why are you not charging your device?
I just got out of the hospital Wednesday.
Why are we in the hospital?
I had gallbladder surgery and it's making bowel reflex. So I've been sick since October 14th.
Is everything better now?
No, sir.
Why not?
Because they can't do nothing because due to me being too far along in pregnancy. So I just have to deal with it and take the medicine that they gave me.
Did you make sure that the medicine is gonna jive with the baby? You gotta make sure anything you put in your body now, you've got another life in your tummy. If you take the wrong thing, it'll impact that baby. And the last thing you need is to become a lifelong babysitter because of something you take impacting the baby. There's so many drugs out there that can contradict what it can do to a baby. Anything you put in your body, you gotta make sure that it is not gonna harm that baby. Taking prenatal vitamins so that you know that the baby is getting enough nutrients as well. So, all right, I'm not gonna ding you on it, but I need you to start charging it again.
Yes, sir.
What are we gonna do with this case, Abel? It's nearly
Judge,
500 days old.
It's already set for trial, Judge. It's set for trial on December 10th.
Oh, did you know that?
I did, Judge.
You did.
There was a plea, but I think they backed out of it and said it dropped it. Yes.
This is
I've spoken. I'm sorry, Judge. I've spoken with the prosecutor that handling the case. I forget exactly what her name is right now off the top of my head, but she's aware.
Morgan?
We spoke about. Yes, we spoke about it this morning.
Okay. All right. So are we keeping with the trial date then?
Yes, sir. I spoke to her about it again today, and I reviewed the offer and the possible deferred offer that could possibly be given. She said she was not interested, that she did want her jury trial, so we're ready for trial, Judge.
Okay. I'm glad that you're negative. Just remember, your life is not about, do you have children now?
Yes, sir.
How many kids you got?
5.
5? This makes 6?
Yes, sir.
How many fathers?
1.
Okay, good. It's really hard to have children, and now you're on your 6th. Kids are really, really expensive. Just treat that kid with love, respect. All right. So we'll have you sign a reset, and then we'll see you December 10th, ready for trial. Okay? All right. Stay in touch with Abel so that you guys can be on the same page about trial.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Or do you have her number? She's got you, Abel?
Yes, sir. We've been communicating. Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right, man. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Judge.